I have a Linux, then I have to do a few things. Give me 1 second. This is what happens when you have Linux. But be patient. That's going to be interesting. I know what I'm going to do. Aha. Huh. Let's see if I can put speaker view, center view, and I'm going to move this to here. See?
The microphone is a little bit away.
Okay. Let's see. Now it's working. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. I'm so happy you all are here. I see our next speaker is here too. Then after my talk, I invite them to stay here with our next speakers. Okay, hello. What I'm going to ask today, it's kind of tricky, and it's going to be hard and a little bit controversial. Maybe or maybe not. I'm going to ask you to imagine a future where Bitcoin fails. I know it's not easy, and I can feel it because there is a lot of Bitcoin hope, Bitcoin love, but bear with me. We all know Bitcoin has a bright future. But this is going to be interesting. Bitcoiners, fix this. Okay, a quick intro. Some people here, thanks to my students who are here, I have an educational work, Librería de Satoshi, but also I have another hat. I am a product manager. For those who doesn't know, I am a product manager. I think my passion in life, my purpose in life is sharing the knowledge I have, but also building products for financial freedom. Disclosure, I am not a financial advisor, and I don't represent the views of anyone except myself. Today, the name of the talk is Bitcoin Pre-mortem at 2141. It's weird, right? Everybody is so about hope, and then I came with this crazy idea about a pre-mortem. Every product manager has a PM toolkit. When we start working in product, we start having tools and frameworks, and one of the ones that I really like is pre-mortem. And probably you heard about post-mortem, and actually it's AAR and pre-mortem. If you don't know what is the last one, it's okay. You are not alone. What are the difference? Post-mortem is from the medical field and are very useful, right, for the family, for the doctors, for the future doctors, for the pharmaceutical companies, for everyone except the patient who died. And similar to post-mortem, AAR is the after-action review. That was like a framework that the military US Army created in the 80s. The difference is in the AAR, you start with a comparison of the plan, the intended, versus what is real. But in both cases, it's too late. With the pre-mortem, on the other hand, we are working backwards. And the main goals is you can anticipate failure. You can create a plan of potential obstacles, mistakes, and of course, increase the chance of success. Actually, like if you go to the Harvard Review, there is a research who said 30% of the projects that do a pre-mortem have more chances of success. And yeah, you can go to the Harvard Review and Google pre-mortem, that's true. And as a Bitcoiners here, all here, we want Bitcoin to increase their chances of success, right? This is why we are here in El Salvador, because we have hope and we invest our time and our money in Bitcoin. Why we use pre-mortem versus the other? Simple, it's effective. And the benefits, in English, you say you get prospective hindsight. Basically, in Spanish, is you observar en retrospectiva. You learn from failure, but the important thing is you learn from failure before it happens. You can learn from your mistakes without mistakes. You can plan your response to problems with a clear head. And this is what police officers do, firefighters. They plan ahead every single scenario. Then when the scenario happens, you don't have to, you have the right mind to take that decision. And for those who are like into computer science or crazy stuff, you can dig into complex systems. Bitcoin is a complex system. Then accidents and failure are very common. A culture, if you are running your own startup, your own project, even for your life, when you do a pre-mortem in your company, you create a better culture. What that means is create a culture of openness, and we like open source, right? Then it makes sense. Also collaboration, and very, very important, collaboration without blaming. There is no blame. And as a community, we want that kind of culture. Also, as a CEO, product manager, leader in your project, you can make sure that everybody is in the same page. It's interesting because pre-mortem, normally you can bring cross-functional teams to the exercise. And in the case of Bitcoin or Lightning, maybe many, many projects. Like we know what has been happening the last 2 months in the space, in Bitcoin and Lightning. And I think some of you imagine, oh, I knew that is going to happen. Yeah, these kind of things, but without blaming on being the negative person in the room. And success, increase success, and reduce overconfidence, I think is very important. You can see the Ethereum people very overconfident, and you can see every day in the newspapers there is a hack in Ethereum. And you maybe stop problems from the start. I think this is very, very important. How to run a pre-mortem? If you want to run a pre-mortem, you are going to be able to run a pre-mortem after this conversation. A priori, you have to set up the goals of the project. You already have your plans. You have your startup. It's basically the kickoff meeting when you say, this is what we are going to do, this is the go-to-market, et cetera, et cetera. Then later, you travel to the future, or you travel time, or you have a magical crystal ball that says that your project is going to fail. Something very, very important. It has to be dramatical. It has to be horrible. If you don't go to this scenario, it's not going to work. And very, very important, you have to invite your team to do it individually and in silence to identify the reason of failure. And you will say, why individually, if this is very a collective tool? It's because each of you have a unique set of experience, scars, mental model. You are so unique that you want to work in this uniqueness by yourself. In silence is because many people are not comfortable sharing on group. Like I said, nobody wants to be the negative person in the room. And some people of color, immigrants, if English is not your second language, it's like, I don't want to participate, right? Then the way to do it is individual, in silence. You give your team 2 minutes to 5 minutes to do it. The steps. You have to identify the risk or the threats. Then later you categorize. In the categories part, there is many methodologies that you can do. You can vote. You can take the red dots to vote using stickers. You can use, there is a PM who use tigers, tiger papers, and elephants. Tigers are the ones that can kill you. Tiger papers are the ones that people think can kill you. And elephants is just elephant uncomfortable in the room. Then there is many ways to do categorizing, but I'm going to share with you this information. You can or cannot analyze likelihood. I think it's important. And normally the person who analyzes likelihood and prioritize that is the product manager. And the next is brainstorming solution. You create teams. And you start brainstorming solution because you don't want the engineers brainstorm about UX, right? Because you don't want that. Then you create teams, you give ownership to these teams. And then after that, you build a plan. And you have to do at least, sorry, I'm mixing English and Spanish. You have to do at least one thing, keep momentum after the meeting. And the meeting is gonna be the first time, maybe 60 minutes. If it's a big, big project, it's maybe longer. If it's a big, big project that involves sales, marketing, go-to-market, then just separate the engineer team that they are going to do product, engineers designing, product managers in one meeting, and sales, partnerships, et cetera, in the other team. Because you don't want long, long meetings. Who likes the long, long meetings? Then it's the way you do, right? Then when do you run a pre-mortem? Anytime. And the reason is, in business, every time you are going to launch a project, a major release, a new feature, but in your personal life, when you are going to set up goals, like learning a new skill, like learning English or Spanish, for fitness or for health, and in general, any time that you want to increase the chance of success, because we can learn from the mistakes we're never going to make. That's very important. Then let's do it. There is a bit.ly here if you want to type it, or there is a QR code. And I try to speak very fast, in that way we can do the exercise. And so far, questions? Feel free to ask questions in any language that I understand. Questions? Okay. Everybody already is there? You can see, you should see. And it's anonymous, the survey, of course. We don't want data. But also, if you want to get information, or like the blog post or something, or continue working in this project in the future, you can add your email. Is an option. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Everybody is in the survey already? Yes, no, yeah? Okay, cool. Okay, then let's do it. It's the year 2141, and Bitcoin has failed. If you are a real Bitcoiner, it should hurt. It breaks your heart. Your tummy hurts. Then if you are in this real situation, you have to imagine that it's 2021. You travel to the future, and Bitcoin failed. Then in the survey, add the reasons why Bitcoin failed. And of course, I choose Bitcoin because it's the easy contact with us, but you can use it for any contacts. Remember, something horrible, horrible happened. I'm going to time. Normally, you time that. You don't want to give so much time to your team, because otherwise, you want the very first thoughts, I'm going to say. Okay, oh my gosh, you are fast typers, man. Thank you. Okay, thank you, seriously. We have almost everyone in the room. Wow, impressed. Bitcoiners are effective, man. Woo! Okay. You can do it if you are in an office. You can do something like that, initial goals, initial plan, and what went wrong. Like, you can just post it and Sharpies. For the sake of time, we do it like virtual, but this is how it works. And then you categorize by post-its too. Pro tip, when the solutions came, and I'm going to introduce some of the list of, I'm going to list out the threats or risk. When then you have the solutions, you have to make teams. Like, imagine you put some different teams from different person from different teams trying to kill this risk. It's going to bring collaboration in your company. Or let's think about Lightning. Imagine different projects working together for the same reason. And you can see that in Lightning, the Bitcoin design community is doing that with Bolt 12 and the unified QR code. I think the Bitcoin design community is bringing the collectiveness to solve problems together, all right? Okay, then it's Bitcoin community responsibility to ensure Bitcoin success. Yes, we are responsible, and we have superpowers as a Bitcoiners, then we have big responsibilities. Let's see the answers of everyone. Give me a second. Uh-huh. No problem. Let me do something. I lost my mouse. Where is? Oh, here. Oh. When something can go wrong, it got wrong, and my mouse got frozen. Okay, I'm gonna read some answers, I guess, from my phone, and give me one sec. But some of the answers is people stop believing. Please don't stop believing. Keep grinding. What are the solutions for? The reason is people stop believing. Why? What we can do as a collective to prevent the stop believing? Somebody? Education. Run your own node. Community. Keep stacking. People. Contrary to stacking, use Bitcoin as a unit of account, right? Yeah. Keep coming to conference. It's important. Wow, I love this. All major nation states collude to attack the network. Yeah, and again, we start saying, wow, how we arrived to that. One thing you can do is how we arrived to that scenario is possible. Let's say all major nations collude to attack the network, and then I'm going to say all the dictators, right? Like Russia, Venezuela, we are in a safe space, it's not recorded. Oh, it's recorded. Okay. Then all the dictators of the world control Bitcoin, right? And they attack then later the network. They have the supply, they try to collect all the supply of the Bitcoin, and then they attack the network. What we can do to prevent that? Over there on the back, what do you think, guys? Nelson? Spanish is good. What we can do to avoid major nation attack the network? Okay, then running our nodes, it's very, very important. Then creating tools to make easy to create a node. Maybe in the future we can develop a Bitcoin node or a Lightning node that runs in our phones. Every single person in the world has a Bitcoin node in their phones. I don't think the states can collude. And then for these projects, you can start participating in Assume UTXO, UTX3, the light implementation of Bitcoin Core. That projects already happen, right? I'm going to read another one. Yeah, it's the same. People have the same answer sometimes. 51% attacked by G20. It's kind of it's possible it's the same. Then when you have several lists that are similar, you can put it all together. Proof of work fail. That's super interesting. What we can do, who had proof of work fail? Who was that person? What are your solutions to proof of work fail? That's good. That's good. It's fine. Like somebody has a solution for proof of work fail.
Yeah, I'll just say essentially a new proof of work algorithm. The only way proof of work fails is if we come up with some kind of mathematical trick for it. And we're just to come up with a different proof of work algorithm
Okay, well, I like it. I like it. Then we have to say what we have to do to find this algorithm. Start for those who study cryptography or maths. Start digging in those algorithms, right? Oh my gosh. Financial speculation allowed shitcoin to take over, and the regulatory capture stopped Bitcoin from thriving. Oh my gosh, this person is living in this week. Okay, stable sats. Interesting, stable sats. Yeah, maybe sometimes we start thinking is why stable sats are gonna kill Bitcoin. And then for these specific examples, we have to sometimes do steps, how this story and create a story and how this happened, how the stable sats kill Bitcoin. And it's kind of interesting because in one moment in our project, we have to decide between a stable sats or Bitcoin. If we already run these scenarios with our team, we have the information of how important are our decisions, because we as a Bitcoiners, we have in our hands, the financial revolution is on our hands. We are taking very, very important decisions. Nowadays, only 3% of the planet use Bitcoin, right? And how many people we are building this beautiful ecosystem, even less. Then every time we take a decision is very, very important. Then I think the next slide, it was like a thank you slide, something else. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it is that. I'm gonna share what I'm gonna do. is I'm going to do what a product manager does. He categorizes, prioritizes, and then share with the team. And I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to create a blog post about this experience. I think it was beautiful. And I'm going to share it with you on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, please follow me. And yeah, that's it. We finish on time, and we have 4 minutes for questions. Oh, in Twitter, I am like Dulce, Spanish or English? Dulce-VIRD. It's easy to spell in your own language. Dulce, D-U-L-C-E, _ V-I-R-D. And yeah, I think that's it. What is important sí, para servirles, yeah. What is important to think about it is with this, we can increase the success of our projects. And as a Bitcoiners, we want Bitcoin to thrive. We don't want Bitcoin to fail. But this is you can use this for everything.
Would you say that this approach is kind of a risk analysis?
Yeah, there is the difference between risk analysis is you measure, and with pre-mortem there is not a measure. It's more like ideation. With risk, how do you say risk management is from project management. And project management and product managers, we are different animals. Don't hire us to do project management. Yeah, that's the answer. Questions? I accept any crazy question.
I think it's quite an interesting case, since like if you have the whole creativity in the Bitcoin space to anticipate like moves of the regulators. But if you would do it transparently, like somebody from the regulator sitting here, you're doing the work for him, also in game theory work, and spending your resources, would you recommend to do something like that, like non-transparent?
I am not financial advisor. When I don't know the answer, I always want to say I don't know the answer. But I can have a conversation with you later, like about it. Like I am a totally Bitcoiner, and I normally don't care about regulation. But this is not the view of any employees or my companies. Yeah, but yeah, I am a Bitcoiner. Sorry. Any other questions? No? Okay, thank you so much for coming. It means a lot to me. Gracias.